Political Action Conference this weekend erupted into cheers over the Biden administration's failure to hit its vaccine goal.
Clearly, they were hoping, the government was hoping, that they could sort of sucker 90% of the population into getting vaccinated, and it isn't happening, right? There's a...
All right, that is a prominent anti-vaxxer there. And joining us now is CNN political commentator and former Republican Congressman Charlie Dent. Charlie, what do you think about this? Cheers for a lack of vaccinations.
Well, Brianna, what's happening down there, this CPAC has always been kind of an odd gathering. Now it's taken over by a bunch of radicals, anti-vaxxers. You know, it's a land of misfit toys. It's a political freak show. It's like the Star Wars bar. I mean, this is just bizarre. And the fact that they're celebrating that we're not meeting our vaccination targets is absolutely reprehensible. We all know this. I mean, I just can't imagine that serious people are not showing up to this thing. I mean, look what happens. They have their stupid straw poll, and they have a ranked choice straw poll too, apparently now. But this whole group, it's not serious. And you know, one doesn't know if you should laugh or cry or be alarmed about what we're watching and witnessing at these CPAC gatherings anymore. I stayed away from them when I was in Congress because I represented a marginal district, and I never wanted to be associated with some of the types who showed up there. But, you know, again, it says a lot that serious aspirational presidential candidates weren't there.
But, Charlie, you're the one not in Congress anymore. I mean, right. They're the ones driving the party. You keep calling it a freak show. How do you know this isn't the main event at this point among the Republicans?
Boy, well, you know, look, thank heavens for Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney and others, who are calling this out.
There's like 5 of them, but there are like 5 of them, and there are hundreds of the others.
Yeah, there are plenty of them, though, who feel the same way that they do. They're just biting their tongues, John. That's what's happening. And look, CPAC, again, they always had those straw polls. They always nominated either Ron Paul or Rand Paul. Again, not very reflective of the broader Republican electorate. Boy, if that is the Republican electorate, you know, we all better be scared to death. But I don't think that is. I think Republicans are looking for leadership, real leadership, not this politics of resentment and grievance and hostility. I mean, it has to become more aspirational. Everybody knows this, and until I think the current elected officials stand up and ask for something better, it's not going to change. I mean, I'm despondent about what I'm witnessing there.
You say they're biting their tongue. I wonder if they've swallowed their tongues. I wonder how do you come back from this? You know, and I know you don't like the straw poll, but Donald Trump won it by a landslide. 70% of the votes there among these GOP presidential candidates. Ron DeSantis, you know, distant second, and then everyone else hardly even registered on this kind of Richter scale there. What does it mean for Republicans that he has essentially frozen the race right now at the base?
Well, I think what's happening is you're right. He has frozen the field. And I don't think there are many people who actually believe that Donald Trump will run for president again in 2024. He is a diminished figure. He's still dangerous. He's still destructive. But I just can't imagine him running again. And I think he's going to threaten to run, though, right up until the final hour. You know, again, I think if these candidates, you know, want to become the president of the United States, they need to stand up and offer a vision quite different than what we're seeing with Trump and Trumpism and this politics of grievance and hostility. I mean, there's no future in it. Everybody understands this. How do you grow a party? I'm sitting here in the city of Philadelphia. You know, the collar counties of Philadelphia, the suburbs, have been a killing zone for Republicans. I mean, these are areas that we have to win if we ever hope to be a governing party, and especially one to win a national election. I don't know how they think they're going to be able to pull this off if we're just going to continue down this road of political insanity.
So the former president was on Fox News last night, and he was asked about the possibility of Kevin McCarthy, the House Minority Leader, testifying to the Select Committee looking into the insurrection. This is what he said.
On that day, January 6th, you did speak with Kevin McCarthy. Let me just point out that Nancy Pelosi is going forth with a commission to investigate all of this. It may very well be that Kevin McCarthy is called to testify under oath. Do you want to tell us what took place on that phone call?
No, I don't have to, because Kevin will speak, and I'm sure Kevin will be, very good from that standpoint.
Kevin will be very good from that standpoint. Sounds like he's talking about Frankie Pantangeli and Godfather 2. It sounds like Trump knows Kevin McCarthy would never say anything to hurt him.
Well, hey, John, we kind of know what was said. I believe Donald Trump made some comment to Kevin McCarthy to the effect that these protesters are more concerned about the election than you are. And Kevin McCarthy apparently shared that conversation with several members of the House Republican Conference, including Jamie Herrera Butler, who had spoken about it quite publicly. And so I think Kevin McCarthy, if he is asked to testify, will have to state the truth. And if that comes out, that's not good for anybody. It's not good for Donald Trump. It's clear that, the former president, was egging on and inciting the rioters. I mean, that's what we have going on here. So if you're Kevin McCarthy, I understand why he didn't want to have an independent commission or select committee, because he's probably going to be asked to testify and answer that question, because there are others. If he says something different than what was reported, then he could have a problem.
Yeah, it's going to be months longer before he testifies. It's been 6 months since the insurrection. So we'll see if maybe he doesn't recall things and that works to Donald Trump's favor. We'll have to see. Former Congressman